You see this? This is the face of somebody who is not surprised. I love the sport of hockey. I love watching it, but man, I hate how predictable it is sometimes. The Sens got a 2-goal lead. They were up 4-2. They were looking fine, and then they completely stopped playing. So I did a watch party for the game tonight, and I never got my hopes up. Never get your hopes up with the lead with this team. No, don't do that. Bad idea. And I don't know how many times I said it during the live stream. They're not winning this game. They're not, because they were not playing at all for like the second half of the game. There was a stretch where they had one shot over like a 24-minute span. That's pathetic. So like they got a point, right? I mean, like, okay, cool, they got a point at least, but I don't know, man. What do I know? I'm not a professional. I just don't understand why a team can't play the same way the whole game. I don't know. Like, I get it. It's the style. You get a lead, you sit back, and this is why we see so many comebacks. And we saw another one tonight. Anyways, Game 60 of the season was played on Tuesday, March 3rd against the Edmonton Oilers. It was a 9 o'clock PM Eastern start time. This was the second meeting of the season between these two teams. And hey, guess what? Back on October 21st, the Oilers won 3-2 in overtime. So, starting goalies were Linus Ullmark for the Sens and Connor Ingram for the Oilers. The Sens were 29, 22, and 8 coming into tonight, and the Oilers were 29, 24, and 8 coming into tonight. So they had very similar records. They still do. So, again, as mentioned, I did do a watch party for the game tonight, so I do not have any notes. So, yeah, we're just going to flip over, go through the stats, and the 3 stars of the game, and all that wonderful stuff. Alright, so let's get into the stats for tonight's game, and if you look at the stats, the Sens didn't deserve to win this game tonight. So they should feel fortunate to at least get a point out of it, because this was not even close, really. So the Oilers win by a score of 5-4 in overtime. The Sens drop to 29, 22, and 9 on the season. The Oilers move up to 30, 24, and 8. So you look at the shots, dude, 37-21. That's pretty bad on its own, right? But like I mentioned, the Sens had, it was like a 25-minute stretch where they had like 2 shots. The second half of the game, they looked horrible. Absolutely horrible. And again, they got that 4-2 lead and they just stopped playing completely. And I said it so many times, I'm like, they're going to blow this. They're not winning this game. They did not win this game. So I can't, I'm not going to act surprised because I'm not. Faceoff percentage. This might be the worst night the Sens have had in the faceoff dot. 31.7% and 68.3% for the Oilers. So that's not good, obviously. The one, I guess, a bright spot was their power play. They did go 1 for 3, but their penalty kill was atrocious again tonight. I mean, okay, this is the best power play in the league, so I guess if you are going to go 1 for 3 on your penalty kill, then, you know, there's no shame in that happening against the Oilers, so there is that. Penalty minutes were 11 apiece. We had a scrap in this game as well. Hits were 24-14 in favor of the Oilers. Block shots 14-9 in favor of the Oilers. 21 giveaways for the Oilers, 15 by the Sens, and the Sens led in takeaways 5-3. And these two teams will not meet again until next season. It's not going to be the Stanley Cup Finals, I can assure you that. So anyways, with the watch parties, I do not take notes. We're just going to run through the scoring summary and the 3 stars and all that. Oh, just wait till we get to the 3 stars because somebody had a very big night. But yeah, looking at the scoring here, so Dylan Cousins would open the scoring at the 3:34 mark of the first period. Nick Cousins and Shabbat drawing the assist there. Sens go up 1-0, and I thought they played a decent first period. Draisaitl would answer back at the 5:03 mark, so not too long after. That would tie the game. Ekholm and Savoy drawing the assist there. We're tied at 1. Sens go to the power play. They do score on the power play. Batherson gets his 22nd of the season at the 6:34 mark of the first period. Kachuk and Stützle with the assists. And this game got pretty crazy there for a while. So we're 6.5 minutes in. We've already seen 3 goals. So, it felt like this game was going to be like 8-7 at one point. Which, I mean, it was still a fairly high scoring game anyways. But at the 16:48 mark, it was Draisaitl again, scoring his second of the game, unassisted. So we go into the dressing room, tied 2-2, and I'm feeling okay. Again, I think they had a decent first period for the most part. So rolling into the second period, it starts off great. It starts off wonderfully. So Batherson would score his second of the game, 23rd of the season at the 4:30 mark from Stützle. Sens go up 3-2. And then 41 seconds later, the Sens score again. Amadio, his 9th of the season from Jensen at the 5:11 mark, and they go up 4-2. So I'm like, okay, they're playing great. Great start to the period. And that's when they stopped playing. So, I don't know. There was no more scoring in that period, somehow. They are very, very lucky and fortunate to get a point out of this game because it was not even close in the second half of the game. So we go into the third period, and Nugent Hopkins would score on the power play at the 1:52 mark from Draisaitl and McDavid. Notice whose name I'm saying a lot. Draisaitl? Yeah, he had a big night tonight. And then the Oilers would score again at the 18:35 mark to tie the game. Hyman from Draisaitl and Bouchard. Yeah, it was a late one. Minute 25 left. Sens have a lead. And I'm just like, no, I'm waiting for them. And I don't know how many times I said it during my live stream. Like, I'm waiting for them to tie it. Because, there was only one team playing in the third period. So, yeah, they tie the game. We go to overtime. And Bouchard wins it on the power play again. Because, yes, the Sens decide to take a penalty in overtime. Because why the heck not? That's a great idea. McDavid and Draisaitl drawing the assists there. And that's it. So, yeah. So, if you look at the shots by period, listen to this. First period, 10-8 Edmonton. Okay. And again, I feel like the Sens played a decent first period. Now, in the second period, they were 15-10. But the 10 shots in the second period, that's a good amount. But they all came in the first half of that period. In the third period, the shots were 9-3. They had 3 shots in the third period. So, need I say more? And in overtime, they didn't get a shot at all. They were 3-0 Edmonton, and yeah, that's it. So, the 3 stars of the game. First star of the game, Draisaitl. He had 2 goals and 3 assists, 5 points. It's wonderful. So wonderful. Stützle did have 2 assists for the second star of the game, and the third star was Bouchard with a goal and an assist. So, yeah. We'll go through the box score for the Sens here, taking a look at the forwards. So, Stützle had 2 assists there, as mentioned. Batherson had 2 goals. Kachuk and Nick Cousins had an assist. Amadio and Dylan Cousins had an assist. And for the plus-minus, we've got both Cousins, Amadio, Halliday, and Eller, all +1. Kachuk, Pinto, Stützle, Batherson, and Giroux were all -1. Ice time leader was Pinto, actually, 21 minutes, as Stützle was 4th on the team. A bit of a rarity there. Batherson and Dylan Cousins had the most shots with 3 each. Pinto had the most blocks with 2. And Pinto, Dylan Cousins, and Greg all led in hits with 2 each. And for the defense stats, we got Jensen and Chabot with an assist. And they were also both +2. And then every other defenseman was -1 tonight. So there you go. Sanderson led the way in ice time with 25-36, and he also led in shots with 3. Zub, Spence, and Chabot all had 1 block, and Clevin led in hits with 2. And Ullmark ends up having yet another sub-900 save percentage, 865, nothing new. I don't know how much I can blame him on the goals though, to be honest. Like just yeah, I don't know. This it's hard to get frustrated, sometimes because like this is the style nowadays, right? You get a lead and you sit back, and that the Sens did that to a T tonight. Um, what can you do though? So looking at the standings, they're 6 points out of a playoff spot. They're probably not going to make it. I know they do get a point tonight, which is good, but yeah, I don't see it happening. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So the Sens will be back at it again on Thursday, March 5th in Calgary to take on the Flames, and I do plan to do a watch party for that one as well, so maybe I'll see you there. I do want to thank the few of you who came out to the watch party tonight. It was very cool to see some of you there. But yeah. Now, it could have been worse, right? I mean, it could have been a regulation loss. Probably should have been a regulation loss, but they do get a point, and they do keep their little run going of getting a point at least. So there is that. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. The Sens fall to the Oilers by a score of 5-4 in overtime, and that's actually back-to-back watch parties that have gone to overtime. Because there was this one, then there's the Detroit game. But anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and go Sens go.